situations of people, be it in Palestine and the different territories, and in Europe also. So maybe I can pass it to Alfred to explain a bit more about the PePa initiative specifically that gathered us today here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Habiba. So the idea with permaculture in Palestine, this initiative, is to see how permaculture can be practically useful. How can people, either individually who are active in permaculture, or and even more importantly, perhaps as a movement, how can we act in solidarity with Palestine? So there are people from all over the world who have joined this informal initiative. You know, there's through a Telegram channel, and I'll share that information in our chat. We're organizing ourselves. That's where we organize. That's where we communicate. But you know, it's very horizontal and non-formal. No one's getting paid for this work, and we're really here just to see how can we act practically in solidarity with Palestine. So today we will talk. We will have a number of presenters. And I'm really happy to share that we'll start with the Language for Justice initiative, whose language interpreters are interpreting into Arabic, French, Italian, and Spanish on this call. And really, I think we share a lot of the same politics, a lot of the same values. And so this collaboration between PePa and Language for Justice is very inspiring to me. So we'll hear from them and for their work, because really, in order to help build this global movement of solidarity, we need to be able to communicate with each other, and also we need to, as much as possible, communicate outside only English, because of course the colonial history, in particular, the colonial history in regards to Palestine. So we'll hear about Language for Justice, and then we'll hear about a related project called Takat Hero. Then we'll hear from the Palestinian Agroecology Forum. We'll hear from two different permaculture and agroecology farms. One is the Marta farm, which is kind of the original permaculture farm, one of them in Palestine. Also, hopefully, we'll hear from the Tent for Nations farm. We'll also hear about another fundraiser from a Palestinian colleague of ours. And then hopefully we'll be joined by George Kouchakji, who is a 95-year-old survivor of the Nakba, who's written a book about his struggle, and he will hopefully be joining us today to present his life and his work. And George is here with us. Great. Super welcome, George. So let's start with Language for Justice.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
It's Mariam, please.
What happened?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Mariam Kurwana from Takat, from Gaza, Palestine. I am the capacity building officer here in Takat, and we have dealt with Language for Justice before that. And they are a great team, so let's introduce them. They are a group that believes that real solidarity should be practical, not controlling. We have started in March 2025 as a decolonial global majority volunteer-led movement. In just 9 months, they have grown fast, and now they have more than 78 supporters and a network of almost 200 linguists around the world. Their mission is simple: to remove barriers and make sure essential language services reach the people who need them most. Their biggest achievement so far is our first program, Cohort 1, which focused on building skills in Palestine. They have trained over 30 participants and certified about 15 Palestinians who can now provide important language services within their own community, supporting autonomy and dignity. Language for Justice is here to promote agency through clear communication, and they are always excited to welcome more people in their network and to grow their impact. Thanks for supporting. Yes. And now, These are the trainees or the participants in the course, like Noor. Yes, Daniela?
Yes, now Noor will present herself about her story. Noor, you can switch to English.
Noor is with us.
Yes, we can.
I can't hear any audio from Noor.
Yeah, we need to switch to the English channel so we can hear her because she's as an interpreter. So if we could all go to the little globe and then we press English, if you can do that, please.
Okay.
Shall I stay here?
Now we
story,
can, but
or-
let's just give them some time and then I'll let you know once is everyone okay?
Yes.
Can you hear her now? Let's just give us a thumbs up.
I can't hear her till now, yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
I can't hear her. How can we do that?
Just go to, there will be the three dots. You click, you will have
Yeah.
interpretation, right?
Yes.
And in interpretation, you have English. So just click there.
Yes.
Then you'll be able
Yes.
to hear her. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Say something. Say hello, Noor, and then we can all hear now.
Yes, Noor.
Perfect.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes.
I cannot see the pictures.
Yep.
Alfred is not visible. George is just, my chin is appearing, a little bit of my face. And the others, there's hardly anything to see.
Well,
I think the angle of the camera, I think, is somehow not correct.
okay, I can see a screen for Noor that is a biography of Noor through my Zoom right now. Maybe Noor should just speak and present.
If there is a problem with Noor, I can
Yes, Noor,
handle that.
Noor, are you there? Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Yes, Noor. Yes, go
Yes.
on, Noor. Thank you. Thank you, Noor. Thank you. And hope that you heard Noor's story. So now we have Lubna. Lubna, are you with us? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Lubna. Yes, start. Thank you, Lubna. Thank you, and hope that you sent your message and we all heard you by our hearts before our ears. Okay, so now I'm sure that your mother and your brother are proud of you. Now we have Farah. Yes, Farah. Yes. How are you? Thank you, Farah. You're great. Thank you. Yes, Dan.
Thank you so much, all of you. Amazing to hear your stories. And thank you, Mariam. Mariam has been a huge partner with Tahat, welcoming our trainees in Gaza. So this is Language for Justice, just a little piece of what we do. That's why one of the things we are doing very soon together with Permaculture and Palestine plus Olga is this upcoming event, Unlearn, Listen and Relearn with Ashira Darwish. It's about understanding better how to support Palestinian people. If you are involved in any projects, Ashira will bring there's a space for continuous learning on trauma, where ongoing trauma in this case, and going out of Western tools that we should actually update ourselves and adapt culturally. So we hope you can join. Please use the QR code to sign up, or I think Anna will share in the chat the link. Now we can actually move on to Tahat. And it'll be you again, Mariam. We are talking about.
I'm here. Yes.
Over to you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Again, I am Mariam. As I told you, I am Capacity Building Coordinator at Taqat. Actually, Daniela, I have another presentation. Shall I share it with you now? I updated it a little bit.
Yes, if you want.
Yes.
It's another link.
It's the same. I don't know why it is not clear to you. Yes.
I see there is a new image, is there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But it's the third slide. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Yes. For Taqat, before Taqat, during the war, I was an initiative. I have initiative like teaching students from 5 years to 14 years, like teaching them English, Arabic, math, and some games, and tell them some stories. After that, I want to move on. What is next with these students? What is next for education? I was thinking that the upcoming future for Gaza need new talents, that they are younger than us. We are old and we are tired. So we need more talents from Gaza. So I started to proposing for Taqat Hero. Taqat Hero project was for kids from 14 to 18 years. Those students, they were neglected during the war. All the educational programs here in Gaza were for students less than this age. So I was focused on these students. We are teaching them like technical skills, like multimedia, digital marketing, programming, and content creator. So I was surprised by the students' level. They are very talented. Even they are without education since 2 years, but they are very talented, and they are focused on what they are going to be in the future. They were watching YouTube channels or following up some social media experts about what they are going to be in the future. So these programs were for them. It was like 48 hours allocated to technical training across the 4 tracks, which is multimedia, digital art, content creation, and programming. But we have faced a big problem, actually, that many students don't have devices like a laptop or a tablet or iPad or even mobile. So this campaign, or this, what I'm asking for, to provide devices for these students. And then we will share with you the link. as we have many orphans, and actually I focused on orphans because they are the only one responsible for their families. So I'm focusing on teaching these orphans how to be a programmer or content creator or multimedia expert, something like that. So they can work after that online or in Taqat too. I can share with you the Taqat page on Instagram. You can watch the progress of this program, but this program will end at the end of December or this December. But for the next year, we are having digital art course, and we have talents and in this track, but they don't have devices. That is the problem. So I'm looking for your help for that or any kind. So as I told you, we are not looking for the people outside Gaza. They are looking for money, help us with money to buy something like that and like that. No, we are here in Taqat. We help students how to grow themselves by themselves. Don't give me money. You have to teach me how to hunt, not to give me the fish. That's it. So I'm looking for your help for that, actually. Yes, Danny, the next slide. Yes. There is a slide about Taqat, Danny. Sorry for that. Yes, this one. Yeah, that's what we are providing here in Taqat. It's a networking, not only for Taqat Hero, which is for students from 14 to 18 years, but also Taqat. The main point of Taqat is providing a workspace for freelancers who lost their work during the war. And here in Taqat, we provide for students and freelancers a place with internet and electricity. This is the first point we started here in Taqat. After that, we have networking by connect these freelancers with the clients outside Gaza, so to keep their work on. After that, we are looking for technical training. We provide technical trainings for students, from university students here in Taqat, and also technical training for freelancers. So they, for 2 years, they don't follow up or updated what is the required skills for the market. So we here teach them these required skills. This is about Taqat.
Thank you so much, Mariam.
Yeah, thank you, Danida. Thanks for this chance, actually.
Thank you. And do we have, Alfred, I'm not sure if we have a Q&A now or after.
Yeah,
let's-
now go on, Alfred, sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's have Q&A now. And also, we can ask each project that we'll present today to share their needs in terms of support, both in the chat and as well in a follow-up email with the recording as well. But yeah, we're running a little bit late on time, but sure, after each project is presented, let's have a little time for Q&A. So do people have questions or comments, anything to share with LFJ and Taqat Hero? Okay, well, in that case, we will definitely share contact info and how to support these essential projects. And really, I just feel so grateful, inspired, and moved to have our interpreters calling in from Gaza on their mobile phones to share, to connect with us. It's truly very special, and I'm very, very grateful for this. And really, I want us to continue to build this connection, to build this movement together. So thank you so much for your work in making that happen. Now I'd like to pass it over to my colleague Habiba.
Thank you. And thank you for this very inspirational presentation. Now we will pass to our next participant, which is the Palestinian Agroecological Forum, which is an initiative that was created in 2018, basically to give a response to the chemical agriculture techniques and social constructs, and be able to present alternatives that are based on more ecological practices and a more resilient and solidarity communities. But they will explain now more in their initiative. I don't know if Saad is with us now. Okay, I am not sure if they are connected. I am looking really at the participant. So maybe I will try to get in touch with them to see maybe they had a problem connecting. So maybe we can pass to the next person who was programmed today with us, which is Duat from Tent for Nations. Duat?
Duad, are you here with us?
Yes,
Dawood,
Yes, he
sorry.
is. Great.
Hello, Dawood.
Welcome.
Dawood, yeah,
Welcome.
you.
Dawood.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, if you could also, if it's not a problem for you to, until we can connect also with the Palestinian Forum, if it's possible, like to present your initiative during 10 minutes, more or less, and then we will have some times for some questions and answer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for what you are doing. You know, it's about a family farm that is located southwest of Bethlehem, Palestine. And the land has been into our family since more than 100 years, since it was bought during the Ottoman period. The land was registered, so we got all documents that prove our ownership to this land. And the family lived on the farm in a cave and started a new existence. And we are today the fourth generation on the farm. 1991, the Israeli authorities declared our farm as state land. So the legal struggle started to protect the land from the danger of confiscation. The land is located in an area that is so-called Area C after the Oslo Agreement. And this is where the Israeli settlements are growing and infrastructure for more settlements, for more roads are under construction. So we, since many Palestinians do not have papers for their land because their land was not registered during the Ottoman period, we have the documents, so we challenged this declaration of state land and started a legal battle in 1991. Went through the Israeli legal system, like the military and civil courts. Although the system is unjust for us, but this is a way to try to protect our rights to this land. So we've been struggling to keep this farm since 1991. We are still in court until today. We are struggling since 34 years to prevent our land from being confiscated. The land is located in the middle, in the center of 5 Israeli Jewish settlements that are growing to become small cities. We've been under physical pressure since then, like attacks by settlers, intimidations, but without giving up. Now we are becoming more isolated. The wall that is being built on Palestinian ground will disconnect us from the city of Bethlehem. And this is the case with many Palestinians who own land in our area. The pressure that is actually started again since the last 2 years with installing gates and flying checkpoints and blocking many roads. Also, a new outpost has been established at the fence of our property, which means beside our property. This might increase the harassments and attacks. So this is a situation that is forcing many people whether to accept this injustice or run away from it. But we said those options are not good for us. We started a fourth way, a non-violent way of resistance, by acting differently, by acting positively, but by insisting that justice would come even in a difficult situation. So we started a non-violent way of resistance. On the ground, we have no access to running water, no electricity, and no building permit. So far, we have more than 20 demolition orders. But again, for us, keeping hope alive and thinking positively and acting differently is the key that we are, or the path that we are walking on. So we started to call the farm the Tent of Nations, and we started to think about creative ways of solving our problems, like solar system for having electricity, collecting rainwater to to take care of the trees and plant new ones, renovating existing caves on the property. And we started inviting people to the farm to come and see, because the best way of education, come and see, go back home and tell. And we are asking people to tell not only what they've heard, but what they've seen. So we continue the struggle legally, although, as I said before, the system is unjust for us. But at the same time, we want to reconcile with the land, because going the legal way is very frustrating, is very unjust, is very challenging, is very tiring, both physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. But again, we try with what we are doing here at the Tent of Nations to transform our pain constructively. And by working the land, we get our healing back from it. So we focus on planting trees that do not need a lot of water. But at the same time, we try to, to solve our problems in a creative way. Like we try to do composting. We try to collect as much water as we can for the production, but also it was important for us to host local and international volunteers, to bring them and connect them with the ground and try to heal them through the land. The land must become a healing place. We do not want to talk about the land from the negative perspective. We need to think about it as a healing place. And this is how we are trying to transform our pain in a constructive way. We open the farm, so we do some activities here, like tree planting campaigns, inviting people to sponsor, plant trees. We do children's summer camp activities here, like connecting the children from Bethlehem area with the land, trying through creative workshops like paintings, mosaic, music, theater, to let the children discover their talents, let them focus on the positives, and let them believe in themselves that they were capable. They're capable of shaping their future by themselves. Yeah, let's stand up, and we have here like 4 principles that we try to keep in our mind, in front of us. The first principle is that we refuse to be victims, although we have the right to be victims in this situation. But refusing to be a victim is important to move ourselves out of the victim mentality in order to start acting instead of reacting, and to start acting differently. We said to ourselves, we refuse to hate, and no one can force us to hate. Of course, it's easy said, very difficult to practice under those circumstances. But with hatred, we would destroy ourselves from within. But that is why when we have negative feelings, we try to transform them constructively by investing in positive projects. Thirdly, we said we are acting differently because this is what we believe in. So faith is important in this action of nonviolent resistance. And fourthly, we are people who believe in justice. So although the way for justice looks complicated, difficult, but we will believe that one day the sun of justice will rise again. So we try to keep those principles and try to empower people by inviting them and trying to show them that things are possible. Even in a difficult situation, we are capable of creating a difference. So when we face challenges, we don't want to sit down, we don't want to cry and become victims. No, we need to stand up and act. And while we are acting positively and differently, we empower ourselves, but we are empowering other people not through telling them what to do, because sometimes it's easy to give advices to people, but through doing what we are doing is the only way to empower people. Yeah, by being an image, by being a picture for them, you know. So now our situation, of course, will get more difficult, challenging. We will be disconnected from our own community. As I said before, the settlements are expanding. Restrictions on us is increasing. So the only protection, or the only remaining protection for us, is the international presence. So that is why we are inviting international volunteers to be part of what we are doing. And it's not just about having them here as protective presence. No, we also try to empower them through our way of acting non-violently. Because when the international volunteers see under which circumstances we have to go through here, but also keep the positive spirit and try to overcome our obstacles differently, they start to say, my problem back home is nothing compared to you. If you can manage to do it here, we can do it also wherever we are. And we try with our way here of resistance, we try to send the people back home with a message of hope to become change makers in their own communities. Now we are thinking about how to make the farm self-sufficient in terms of energy, water and wastewater treatment, because our situation, as I said before, will get more difficult. So we are thinking about expanding the solar system. We are thinking about filtering the rainwater to be used for drinking, because until now we try to buy water, drinking water here on the farm, but maybe one day we will be totally limited or disconnected from Bethlehem area. So that is why we need to filter the rainwater to be used as drinking water. And we are thinking about recycling the gray water to be used for irrigation. Until now, we are irrigating from the water that we collect from the rain, but it would be great, like to recycle the water and can be reused again. We try to do composting, like compost. Biogas system is actually something that we are thinking of. And of course, other creative, like windmills, small wind turbines for generating electricity, because the area we are on is actually 950 meters high above sea level, which is open to the west. So we have always wind there. So a way to think in a creative way, solve our problems. But our long-term vision is actually to establish an educational environmental center here, to connect it with schools, with centers, local centers here, because environmental education in our schools is zero at the moment. Of course, we have other problems and challenges, which I understand, but also taking care of the environment is an important part of thinking for a better future. So this is what we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve, and we are asking for more international volunteers for short and long term, with skills and without skills. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dawood. Really, your presentation speaks for itself. Cannot add anything on all the vision and efforts and resilience and hope that you can transmit. It's very, it speaks for itself. I would like to invite our participants. Of course, like Alfred said, all the necessities, the needs, the invitations to collaborate will be shared in the chat when possible, and also in the email that will be sent after this call. I am reading, is there a link for Dawood's farm? Yes, there will be a link. I would also invite all of you who would like to ask any questions, make any observation, or propose something, please. We have now a few minutes we can dedicate to this. So Alfred put now the link to the 10th of Nations in the chat. Maybe I can do an invitation again if anybody would like to comment on any aspect of Dawood's presentation. Please, any sharing is welcomed. Okay, maybe at the end also we can come back and see if anybody has a new idea or something. Maybe I can see Thomas Remiars, who's has his hand up. Please, Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, we've been listening here from Herefordshire in England, and we're incredibly fortunate to live in a community, where we're looking after ourselves. And I mean, most importantly, we're in a peaceful country, and so listening to your stories, one of our members here has seen it, just saying like it's so moving, that in the incredibly difficult situations you're in, you're having such positivity, you're moving along, and kind of full of respect, full of awe for what you're doing. And I mean, I'm wondering about whether we could have a conversation at some point to see whether permaculture in Britain can give you some help with training, can give you some contacts that might help with what you're doing. And especially the grey water system, we've got experts here and so on. So let's try to make that connection. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Thank you. There is Jodhi Tallam, who is asking in the chat, is international volunteering possible right now? I am happy to offer training too.
Well, of course, the situation is not that good right now, but we have a few volunteers that are coming from Europe. So, and I think, generally speaking, it's possible. Of course, it's possible. I mean, it's not that difficult. We have at the moment about 6 volunteers at the farm here coming from Europe. So yeah, to your question, it's possible.
Okay.
I'd just like to share, there are a number of us here on the call who have trained with an Australian permaculturalist called Rosemary Morrow. And we've done permaculture teacher trainings with a focus on refugees, as Habiba shared at the beginning of the call. But one thing that we're talking about developing is actually the opposite, is that how can we create structures by which people in Palestine can teach people in, outside of Palestine from your experience. So maybe this is something that we can continue to talk about is, you have so much to teach and to share. So let's continue to build this network and think about how can we create a structure by which, the experience that you've just shared about 10th of Nations and what you're doing there can be shared, and that you can teach classes to people outside, and that it's a mutual exchange.
Okay, thank you very much. We can pass now to our next participant, which is the Jalal fundraiser. I believe we have a video to share, and also like Alfred.
Yes. Yeah, so continuing this with what I mentioned about the teacher training with a focus on refugees, last year, a number of us were honored to be in this training together with 14 participants from the Levant, from Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, also Egypt. And one of those participants has started a campaign to support Palestinian farmers who are facing settler violence and climate change. So I would like to share a video about this campaign, and then we may be joined by someone who's involved with the campaign, who is hopefully going to be able to call in with us. But right now, I will share the video.
من القدس. I'm an environmental engineer and I'm working with Noor Ishtaye, who is an agricultural engineer with a master's in food science and nutrition from Al-Til village in Nablus. And I'm supporting them with this cooperative. They have Al-Til cooperative that is specialized in olive farming and producing olive oil and pickled olives. It was established in 1982 and revived again in 1995. There has been a lot of issues recently, as all of you know, in Palestine regarding this season's olive harvest. Last year, this cooperative produced up to 450 jugs, each one 4.5 gallons, and they were able to only produce only 50 jugs this year. And currently, this cooperative consists of about 40 families in the village of Al-Til, just outside of Nablus in the mountains, and they are struggling with accessing their lands. The military is taking control of the farms, the lands where the olive trees are. There's a lot of invasions by settlers, a lot of burning, a lot of uprooting of trees, cutting down trees. In addition, there's 400 dunams of land that is being stolen and annexed by the military to build settlements next to Burin outside of Nablus as well. And so we launched this campaign to plant more trees, and the idea is to plant them in more accessible lands, just like in the village, around the village, and not in lands that are far away that have borders and gates that are installed by the military. The second solution is to educate more people about ecological agriculture, about organic farming, and hopefully to plant more trees. So for ways to support, please check the attached documents, and thank you so much. Grateful to be part of this network. Permaculture and solidarity all the way. Keep planting trees. Much love. Assalamu alaikum.
So Jalal's colleague Noor is he's sending me messages saying he's trying to get on the call. But I don't know if he has joined yet. So I think right now the best thing would be, so I will share the information about this campaign. I think right now the best thing is to hear from George. I've been so excited to hear his story, and George, would you like to share with us now?
Well, I have to cut the whole thing short because the time is running out, and I thought that the meeting will be ending at 12 o'clock, isn't it? And well, I make it short.
Right.
I am a Palestinian refugee from 1948. I was living in...
Sorry, one moment, please. I think we have an issue with the translation. I don't know if everybody is hearing the Spanish translation.
Yes.
Or, yeah,
Yes.
I don't know how we can give a solution to this. Also, just while we are, dear George, the meeting will finish at 12:30. CET time, so we still have a good half an
We
hour.
can.
So there is time.
Because
We can choose from the interpretation the original audio without interpretation.
Okay.
Okay. So George, I'm not sure you heard what Habiba said, but we do have time. We have a half an hour, so please feel free to share your story.
Okay, I shall not take half an hour. I shall take a bit less, perhaps, just to introduce myself first. My name is George Kouchakji, and I am Palestinian from Jerusalem. I was living in the Upper Baqa in Jerusalem, and we became refugees in 1948 at the age of 18. I am 95 years old, and you can hear my voice, which is not so clear. My life story, I've been once meeting some friends, and they were interested to know about my experiences in life. And when I started talking to them and so on, at the end, the wife of the host of my friend told me, but George, you have to document, to have this documented. It is a very important, very interesting information which many people would have to read and be informed about what has been happening and so on. And then I started in writing a book. First of all, I've done it in English and then translated it in German. The English one was the original, of course, and it took me about over 3 years to do it. And it is describing the way of life we had during from my childhood until the emigration from Jerusalem. And then I have to cut short and say that in the first part of my life, I was supposed to give a talk of 30 minutes, and 30 minutes for a life of 95 years is a bit not possible. And now, excuse me for just a minute. Yes. See, my wife is now telling me that the time is, she's waiting for me. But anyway, so my first time of the, when I was a little child, up to 6 years old, I was a dreamer. A little boy who was a dreamer, and I was a hopeless person. But later on, I just started to developing and becoming active in many ways, starting reading reading scientific books and medical books and biology and so on, and started making experiments. And you see, now I'm losing my voice. But anyway, the book covers this. And then when we came, when the time came in 1948, after the massacre of Deir Yassin, we became refugees, and then I had to fight for my future, and I had the opportunity to go and study in Beirut, at the American University of Beirut, to become a laboratory technical. And then I went to Saudi Arabia, and I worked there under very hard conditions, and then from Saudi Arabia to England, and after 8.5 years, I have decided, together with my wife and daughter, to come back to leave London and and settle in Switzerland. And here started my hardest struggle. I managed to fight my way through, and it was a very complicated, very long stories and so on, which I cannot now bring them to you. However, I managed to survive all possible difficulties, and I managed to, in Switzerland, I managed to do my doctor work and got it with cum laude, that is with excellent, how we say, recommendations. And later on, my dissertation had won an international prize for the originality and the methodic which I have been inventing. And so I got an international prize for that. And so I am offering my book, because I have gotten only now very few books left. I have been selling about 230 books until now, and the reaction of the readers was very positive, with congratulations and admiring my quality and so on. And as well, I had an offer of some people were so impressed that they were so generous in paying me much more than what I was demanding for the book. Anyway, if somebody is interested in this book, it is very rich in information and with many photos, which I cannot now, as I said, in 30 minutes, the 95 years to bring them to you. But the book will tell you a lot of information about my life and my difficulties, my good times and the bad times, and about my character and so on. So I think I stop here. And what do you think, Alfred?
I think.
Are you satisfied with this?
Yes,
Well,
maybe there was the presentation that you sent us. Maybe there are a few more information. If you're okay with that, I will just read what you sent us. Is it
Well,
okay?
it is a very, very long, because there are so many stations, and each station has so many positives and negatives, and struggling and conflicts and fighting for my rights and so on, which is not so easy to bring in just a short time.
Yes, it's true. Maybe I would mention your collaboration also
The
with.
book, I can show you very quickly how it looks like. The title is Struggle for Survival. And that's when I was a younger man here, and then just a few more photos. Here, this is the house here, which we left in 1948 in Jerusalem, and we never went back. And you can see a tree in the background. And this big tree is a eucalyptus tree, which I have planted 80 years ago. Can you see the tree?
Yes, it looks great.
Between the two buildings.
Yes.
Yeah, this is 80 years ago. I have been planting it myself. And then, just to give you an idea about the origin of the family of my mother, that's my grandfather and his children. And originally, the very original comes from Yemen. It was about the 5th century. And they had to emigrate from Yemen towards the north, and because they have been Christians and they were persecuted by the Jews who have been spread dominant in the Arabian Peninsula. They came, I imagine, from Ethiopia or somewhere there. And they went further north until they reached a place and they could settle there because it was fertile and very interesting for the tribe. And this tribe has started a little village, which they called Ramallah. And so there was also, it was short before, after the Islam, and there was a Muslim family, or tribe actually, and they established another town, or village, which was called El Bira. Now El Bira and Ramallah are like Siamese twins. They are bound together, and I'm sure you have heard in the last time about that there's fighting now in Ramallah and in this region. And my brother is still living there, and he is ill, and I cannot help him because it is forbidden to send money to help him, and so on. But this is now a modern thing. It is not in my book. But the story of the history of my mother is in the book. And then my father's story is that originally he comes from Aleppo, and at that time it was in the Ottoman Reich, in the Ottoman Empire. And at that time, he had a brother called, and there were two brothers, and the mother died, and then the father got married again, and she brought another two little boys, and so this new mother had it too much. So my father and his first brother, had to go to an orphanage in Jerusalem, and the name of my father was Rizqallah, and my uncle, or his brother, was called Germain. Excuse me. Anyway, he was called Bahjat, yeah. And then the sisters there are foreign people, and they couldn't deal with the Arabic names, so they called my father Alfred instead of Rizqallah, and the German was called German. And so this is a short about the family. But then the book, all the details are, one has to read it, and then one can be satisfied that all is in the right moment and in the right time. What do you think now is that?
Well, George, just to say that in the chat, there's a discussion about how we can support the distribution and sales of your book. So I can see that there are some people here who will be communicating about it, including someone who is in Basel. So there'll be some communication with you about this after the call.
Well, okay, if you can get in touch with me. You have my address, my email address, and I shall be glad. What's the name?
Well, there's a Julia, I believe.
Julia what?
Well, let's see. Julia, would you like to share?
Yeah, hello. Hi, George. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm currently in Italy, but I normally live in Basel.
Yeah.
And we did organize a representation of a film where the olive tree weep and a flash mob for Palestine. So we are a small group trying to support as well an initiative in Zurich for selling product from Palestine.
Is that from Gary Miller?
Yes. So
yes, I have this information.
Yes. So once I'm back to Basel, which is beginning of January, we could meet together with the other 3-4 person in Basel, and maybe we can support in getting the book printed, and maybe do a presentation or organize a way to spread your voice.
Okay. Well, see, I am an activist actually. Do you know Hans-Peter Gysin?
I wrote to him, but he was not in Basel when we were organizing the presentation, so I was not in touch with him.
Yes, we were working as a group with Birgit Althoff.
Okay, I propose you that we will have a call once I'm back to Basel, so we don't use up the time here, which is precious, but I will be really delighted and happy to support with this.
Yes, please. It would be nice to meet you. And something more, that you heard about the PASO, Palestinian Solidarity Group.
Yes.
Birgit Althaus.
Yeah, we didn't meet.
Yeah, and we have been very active, and we have the BDS campaign. I am active also. I go and do inspections in the supermarkets and tell the managers off. And I informed the Santa Claus, who is selling peanuts and dates, which are growing on stolen land and stolen water, and they are celebrating the birth of Christ with stolen material. You see, and they react. Actually, they don't have any idea about the situation, what is going on in Palestine, and so on. I have many stories.
Yeah, we will see each other in January. I I'm really looking forward. Thanks.
Okay, you can you send me a message and we can make arrange for a meeting.
Absolutely,
You
thanks.
see, I am not so active now on my feet because I'm a bit unstable. I have to be careful not to stagger or to fall down. That's why I don't trust to go alone somewhere far away from home. You see, but perhaps I can invite you to my home and we can meet there. Is that all
Okay,
right?
thanks. I will use your email and we'll keep in touch soon. Thanks.
Okay. So, are you satisfied, Alfred?
I'm more than satisfied. Yes. I do just want to share that there is a participant, Silka, who put a question in the chat. Silka, would you like to ask your question now to George?
Sorry?
There may be one question. I see that there was a question from Silka. Yes, Silka, there you are. Would you like to ask your question?
Okay.
Sorry, having problems unmuting, but George, it's lovely meeting you. And I'm actually currently based in East Jerusalem and working on supporting humanitarian assistance to go to Gaza. And I think my biggest question is to hear from people like you. What is your thought? What can we as international community do to support peace in your homeland, and especially what role do you think ecological agriculture and connection to land and earth and soil plays in this context? Thank you.
Thank you. Pleased to meet you. Well, and in my book, it is also mentioned in the last chapter, 66, how I managed to get to know Mazen Kumsiye. I discovered him in the internet, and he was telling the soldiers off that they are treating the women, the old women, like, as old as their mothers, and they are treating them so badly, and he got beaten, and he was suffering, and I got furious, and then I managed to find his address where he lives, and I contacted him, and then from there we started our friendship. And then I was a supporter of his projects, and financially and with literature and so on, for the fauna of Arabia, for example, and so on, 25 volumes. And I sent it to him as a present, and so on and so forth. And then I had an apartment in Sharm el-Sheikh, in Egypt, on the Red Sea, and I sold it, and then the money has gone to the project from Amazon for the museum and the botanical garden. And in the botanical garden now we have two trees, a laurel tree and an oak tree for my two grandchildren. One is called Saida and the other one is called Karim. The Karim had the oak tree, and Saida has the laurel tree. And each year when they have their birthday, they get a message from Bethlehem with a photo of the tree, how it is growing. Is that all right for you? Is that good enough information? But this is, of course, modern time. It's not in my book.
This is beautiful. Thank you so much.
And in the book, I have a very interesting, funny little photo. And this is made by my daughter, who is she has she's an artist in a way. And she has made a combination of George as 8 years old and George as 90 years old together. And then with the text underneath, can you see any text? All about my good qualities.
That's
And
super.
so on. Just,
That's super.
but I have a lot of photos documenting some about friends, about my working, the firm where I've been working, certificates and diplomas and so on and so forth. So
Well,
I think now I have to go, and you understand my situation, I hope.
yes,
And I
absolutely.
am very grateful that we could talk now, just so little.
Well, thank you so much,
And
George,
I
for
look
this.
forward to meet you named Mrs.
Juliana. Juliana.
Juliana.
My name. Yes.
Okay. So I look forward to that.
See you soon. Thank you.
So
Okay.
all the best, and I wish you good health and a celebration of happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you so much, George. And there will be follow-up. There are people who are interested in collaborating with you on the book, and so
Thank you very
we'll
much.
facilitate that. Also, I see that Mohammed
Now,
is here.
excuse me.
Oh,
Now we are going. My wife wants me to go because we have to go to celebrate Christmas in our village. We have been invited and we have to go. Okay. So
okay.
thank you and bye-bye, everybody.
Be well, George. Thank you
Bye.
for the inspiration.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. Good celebration.
Thank you very much.
So we just have a couple minutes to hear from Mohammed, who's part of a youth initiative in Gaza. Mohammed, would you like to share with us before we wrap
Yeah.
up the call for the day?
Hi, Alfred. Thank you for this chance. Before I started, I just want to say that I wasn't really prepared to speak today. It's a bit spontaneous, but I felt it was important to share our reality. So thanks for this chance to share our team's idea. So my name is Mohammed, and I'm a part of a youth volunteer team in Gaza called Haya. Haya actually in Arabic it means life. So we chose this name because we know that in this land there's something that deserves life, and Haya is a symbol for health awareness for youth and humanity. So most of our work actually is on the ground directly with people, but lately we've been facing several challenges, especially for new medical students, because most of us in this team are medical colleagues in other university and Islamic University. So yeah, recently we had faced many challenges, especially for new medical students or for running community workshops and first aid camp. Because I'm sure that you know the situation here in Gaza and how hard it was. So we thought that after 2 months before, there was students that graduated from the high school and joined the medical college. And of course, the medical college is e-classes or e-lectures. So we want to make just a small activity for them to teach them how to do first aid, to tell them how the system is going during this war and how the different is the life here. So, but we couldn't do it because of these challenges, that there is no access to a proper room or a projector to present basic medical training or etc. Actually, we are as a team. We had a good possibilities as a team. As one of them, I believe that our team is good in their jobs and in their rules in this team. But despite this, we're trying to keep working whatever the resources we have. So, and we are always trying to create meaningful impact. So, and one of other activities that we would to do is going to the camps and making some researches, etc. So our team is focusing on the healthcare system here in Gaza and how to advise.
We might have Hamad. We cannot hear you. Hamad, I think we might have lost him. Let's see if he comes back. Okay, unfortunately, also two other initiatives that were planned for today, they couldn't join. We hope everything is okay. We will get in touch with them, and maybe at another time we could also involve them. So thank you very much for assisting. Thank you for all the people who shared their valuable experience. We will share all the information, and we really hope to continue with all your participation and support to be able to accompany all these initiatives that are doing such important work. All the situation really should be solved by the government, but as they are not doing the job they should be doing, and they are doing worse, we are here as a civil society trying to build on solidarity and also to support ourselves, because it's not easy to continue in our hope and resilience, seeing everything we are living, and each person from more nearer or which has his or her own personal situation. So these spaces are also intended to build the solidarity that we can so be able to continue with the fights we are doing for justice, natural regeneration, and all the values of permaculture and agroecology. So thank you very much. We will keep in touch, and also you can reach us through our emails and you have our contacts. And yeah, wishing you a nice continuation of the day. Thank you.
Yeah. Be well, everyone. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Thank you so much.
Have a good day, Free Palestine.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
I think I'm the one who closed the
Thank you,
right after.
everyone. Thank you, everybody.